Hello, lab experts. Once again, welcome to the RoK Diagnostics Podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about some of the processes that medical laboratory scientists currently working in Nigeria could take if they are interested in going to work in other countries, specifically in this case, the United Arab Emirates. In order to be able to talk about this topic, we have with us someone who has gone through this process, Felicitas Uwa, and she'll tell us what her experience was and what she believes should be done. Thanks a lot for being here with us today. How are you doing?
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself before we start with the talking about what the people are here for.
My name is Felicitas Uwa, as you've already mentioned, and I'm a Nigerian trained medical laboratory scientist. So I studied medical laboratory science, got my bachelor's from University of Benin City, Edo State, and I am currently in the UAE as a registered medical laboratory scientist. That's basically the main thing. I worked a bit while in Nigeria before coming, and my major reason for relocating was to join my husband here. All right. So from this podcast, you'll be able to get to understand from my experience the things I wished I knew. When you go online, you won't even get a lot of things. In fact, you barely get anything. So I'm glad to be here to enlighten everyone or those interested. Through my own experience, I believe you get one or two things. Thank you.
Thank you. So first, how easy or hard was the process? Was it simple to go through or was it complex to go through?
In all sincerity, it was complex. One, because of, when you are working without sufficient information, then that's when you know that knowledge is power. You understand? So apart from working without enough information, it would have been easier if I had some little knowledge. So apart from that, the process is a bit tedious. Through the course of this interview, you get to see and know if it's something that you can go through or something that you would rather choose another option for.
And what were some of those barriers that you faced?
So when I was coming, the only thing I knew was a cousin anyway that was in Saudi, but Saudi is just a neighboring country to this place. So I was told that when I come, I would just have to write the exam and present some documents. But when I came, I discovered that there is first exam verification. Before the exam verification, you have to register. Now that's where the problem starts. For someone who doesn't have anybody in the country, the registration process, you can do it online, but the payment, you have to do it with their MasterCard because the money is in dirhams, their currency is dirhams. So it has to be with a MasterCard from this country. So how do you get someone with a MasterCard that will do it for you when you are in Nigeria? I don't know. So because my husband is here and he has a card, he just paid through his card. But if it is someone in Nigeria, I'm wondering, I do not know how the person is going to do it. Maybe the person will have to contact someone in this place to do a sort of exchange or something. I don't know. That is the first challenge, the registration process. Now, if you happen to get over this process, the registration process, the next is verification. There are documents that you have to provide. One, passport, like facial passport. That one is easy. There is a experience letter. You must have worked for like 2 years. Although there is a modification now, just this last week and this week, there is a modification about the experience letter. I'll talk about it later. So the experience letter, you must have worked for 2 years. So you get an experience letter from Nigeria, you submit your license, your experience letter, your degree results. Those documents, they will verify it. Verification means that from here, you upload those things on their website. From here, they will contact all those authorities one after the other to give them a reply that this person actually went to this school. This license is actually from Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. and that your experience later, you actually work there. So they have to get a response back from all those bodies.
Yeah.
And then particularly, there is another document that is called a letter of good standing. That one gave me the highest challenge, because I didn't know about that. So I didn't get it from Nigeria when I was coming. I had others, but the letter of good standing, I was supposed to get it from the body that licensed me. That is the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria. I didn't get it because I didn't know about it. When I got here and I saw it, I had to contact the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria from here. So that took a whole lot of time. You know, when you are not present, when you have to do it online, and I didn't know any particular person. So I had to get contacts to help me do it. That alone took me like 3 months to get. So by the time I finally got that letter, and the truth is that these letters cost money. My fellow medical laboratory scientists in Nigeria are aware that you pay for something. So as at the time I got mine, it was about 40,000 naira. But right now, with the review on prices, it's 100,000 now. Wow. Then for the verification too, I paid 40,000 too. Then now it's 100,000. So this is 200,000 we're talking about right now to verify and to get that letter of good standing. This is apart from the money you pay to UAE government as registration fee and the money you pay to the body that verifies these documents. This body is the data flow group. The data flow group verifies the documents and then sends your verification results to the UAE government to say that this person passed. Yes, this person went to this school. This license is authentic. That your documents are authentic. So that is the second challenge. 3, money, the amount that you have to pay. That is if you succeed in doing this thing while you are in Nigeria. If you are in this country, it's another thing altogether, because where will you stay? The standard of living in UAE is very high. For those that don't know, UAE is the country that people generally call Dubai. But Dubai is not UAE. Dubai is just one of the 7 emirates in the UAE. So where do you stay? How do you feed? UAE is the number 4th most expensive in accommodation. How do you cope? So I'm trying to be very honest about this process so that when you want to make a decision, you know that you are making an informed decision. Yeah. So the money is a very big part of this process. You have to really consider it. Okay, so now the verification process that I was talking about, but it depends on when those bodies get back to them before they will progress with your application process. If they don't get a reply, you have to find a way to reach out to those bodies to please reply. Your university that you attended for your degree, the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, as a medical laboratory scientist, if it's nursing or other bodies, they have their own respective bodies. You have to reach out to them. They must reply before you go on. There is a page an interface on your page for you to monitor the progress and know the people that they have been able to get to and the people that have not replied. So you know the ones to reach out to. So if you eventually succeed and get a positive reply, be very sure to know that if you have any fake documents, they will find out. So do not come with documents that are not genuine. You will just be wasting your money. You understand? So just make sure that you have your documents authentic and contact the people involved to please reply if they get a mail. If those people don't have a mail, they will even send DHL, because my experience, my place of where I worked, there was no email on the letter. They sent DHL. So the truth is that they must get to those people, and those people must respond before you can go on. Yes, before you can progress. Now, after that, the next is you have to take an exam. It's not. I think there are some countries that don't require you to write an exam to get you satisfied once they verify your documents. But UAE needs you to take an exam. Now, that exam is another challenge, because the center that you have to take it is in the UAE. It's not. Although there are some countries that have the centers, like the Philippines have the centers there. India, there is exam center there. So these people are able to write the exam in their countries, to go through the process in their countries. But Nigeria, although not verified, I'm not sure. I found out recently that there is a prometric center. The exam center is prometric. You can browse. Anybody that is interested can browse this. That there is a prometric center in Lagos. It's called Dragnet Prometric Center. I didn't use it. I haven't seen anybody that used it. But while searching online, while I'm already here, I came across it. It's in Lagos, Dragnet Prometric Center. If they are functioning or not, I'm not sure. But that may be a something to help out. You understand? If the center is functioning, very beautiful, very, very beautiful. It means that the person does not have to worry about coming to the UAE to write this exam. But if that center is not functioning, it's a pity. The person has to come to be able to write the exam. And you don't know whether you will pass this exam yet or not. And you're already coming. So it's a challenge.
So you have to prepare really well to know that you will pass.
Yes, so, and this exam, international standard, UAE is not part of Africa, it's part of Asia. So there are multinationals, there are people of different nationalities here. Their medical sector deal with people from a wide range of nationalities. So in the medical laboratory science profession, you have to read to be versatile, to be able to pass that exam. In Nigeria, if you're writing an exam, it's most times does not go a lot away from Africa, even though we are taught to be able to work in anywhere in the world. But if you are to write an exam in Nigeria, the questions you will get will be something familiar with Nigeria, because that is where you are working. You understand? But if you have to work in an international community, then be expecting exams of international standard, questions from diseases from different parts of the world. The truth is that everything was taught. You have been taught everything, because the exam, I didn't see anything strange. The only thing that is strange that I can say is the fact that questions came from, all over the world, but these are things that we were taught. If you read with the intention, with the knowledge that your questions is not going to be Africa-based, you'll be getting questions about things that you were taught, diseases that you were taught of other continents that were prominent in America, that are prominent in Asia, that are prominent anywhere, then you will pass very well. But if you do not prepare like that, you may just fail. So that is the thing about the exam. Now, in the UAE, like I mentioned before, there are 7 emirates. That 7 emirates, Abu Dhabi is the capital of the UAE. Abu Dhabi is, when you are comparing with Nigeria, Abu Dhabi is like Abuja, while Dubai is like Lagos, the commercial hub. Abu Dhabi, they run a centralized system of government. So Abu Dhabi has their own medical health body, known as the Department of Health Abu Dhabi. Then Dubai has their own, known as Dubai Health Authority. While the rest 5 emirates have Ministry of Health, MOH. Now, you have to take, if you write for Dubai, you work in Dubai with a license. You can't work in another
Abu Dhabi
emirate
or another place.
If you write for Abu Dhabi, you work in only Abu Dhabi. But if you write for Ministry of Health, you work in the other 5 emirates. The thing is, getting for Abu Dhabi is like getting a license for Abuja. Getting for Dubai is like getting a license for Lagos. And writing MOH, Ministry of Health, is like getting a license for the other parts of Nigeria. Now, you know that work is concentrated in Lagos and Abuja.
Yes.
So writing for the other emirates may not give you the type of opportunity, even though the number is more, you may not have the type of opportunity you have if you write for Lagos. I'm trying to bring this home so that you understand it properly. Me, I wrote the Ministry of Health because my husband does not stay in Abu Dhabi and he does not stay in Dubai. So I wrote Ministry of Health for the other emirates. If I had written for the other ones, where will I stay to look for the job? It means that I'll have to be transporting myself from one end of the country to the other end just to look for a job. So, but with this, you can make your own informed decision on the emirate you want to write for. Now, the thing is, you can actually do the 2 or do the three at the same time if you have the
Okay.
funds, because
Yeah.
each one goes with its own registration. The only advantage is that once you have done document verification, data flow verification for one, you can transfer it to the other.
Okay. And are the exams free, or you have to pay
The exams
to?
are not free. Nothing is free. Even to transfer that data flow is not free. Exams are not free. I paid about $150 for only the exam. And if you happen to fail, you have to reschedule. You have a maximum of 3 attempts. If you do not pass the 3 attempts, sorry, you cannot work in the UAE unless
Yeah.
you go to another emirate. Like you now have 3 options. You may just decide to do another emirate, meaning that you have a chance to write another exam for them.
Yeah.
But if it is that emirate you have written for before, you can't do it again when you fail 3 times.
Yeah.
And each time you want to reschedule the exam, you have to pay another money.
I see.
So, yes. So, in all, to be able to, just for the exams and for the licensing processes, you have to budget nothing less than about 500,000 to 700,000, because money is also dropping. Conversion rate, that is
Interesting.
another thing. I don't know if there is something I'm missing in this process.
Now, is the language a problem, or everything is done in the exams? Is it mostly English, or like, but even after the exams, if you have to go and work, is language a bit of a barrier or not?
They speak English. Many people speak English, but not so fluently, because their language here is Arabic. So they are learning English, and this English is not even their lingua franca. It's not even their second language. You understand? And they speak English, but in Nigeria, when someone is speaking Pidgin and speaking English, so personally, I try to understand some. Some persons are quite fluent, a few, while some are not. In the work environment, the language thing, sometimes some jobs will require an Arabic speaker. But for medical laboratory scientists, majorly we do not interact with patients so much. The language is not always a problem. But just know that once you come, you might, for the very few first time, you might have to pay close attention to really understand, because of dialect and accent. We too, we have our own accent. They try to understand us. We try to understand them. But basically, it's not much of a problem. I communicate effectively with anybody I meet here. So, but if somebody that doesn't understand English, the person will just tell you English not speaking.
Exactly. And then run away from you.
Yeah, so that is it.
And aside from that, when it comes to, so that means once you are done with the examination, once you are done with the verification process, you can then apply for a job. There is no sort of extra internship or extra work to do before they accept you fully to go and work. Once the examination is done and you pass it, you get a license, and then you can apply for work.
Yes. Once you are done with your examination, for Department of Health, Abu Dhabi and Dubai Health Authority, as a medical laboratory scientist, once you pass your exam, on your data, on your page, your online page, I think after about 14 days, your evaluation letter appears and you can download it. And that is what you use to look for a job. For MOH, I had to do an oral exam. Ministry of Health exam. I had to do an oral exam, something we call Viva in Nigeria. So as a medical laboratory scientist, worthy of note, here we are called medical laboratory technologists. So as a that is someone that has a bachelor's in medical laboratory science. The people who call medical laboratory scientists in Nigeria are medical laboratory technologists here in the UAE. And those that are technicians in Nigeria are medical laboratory technicians here. Those ones, they do not do the oral exam. But if you are a technologist, meaning you have a higher degree, a higher qualification, for Ministry of Health, you have to do an oral exam. But for Dubai and Abu Dhabi, there is no oral exam. Once you pass, you'll be issued with your evaluation letter. Now, that evaluation letter is not your license. The evaluation letter is to giving to you that you are eligible to work in the UAE. It has an expiry date. You can only get a license when you get a job. The evaluation letter enables you to look for a job. For Dubai, it is called eligibility letter. So with it, you can get a job, and the facility that has given you a job will now do your work visa and apply for a license. So it is when you have started working already that you can get a license. Now, when you have worked about 6 months with the license of one emirate, it is now convertible. You don't I don't know if you understand. You don't have to write exam to now work in Dubai or to now work in Abu Dhabi. So when you have converted that letter or the evaluation letter to a license, it means that now you have worked in this country. You can now work in any other emirate. They'll be able to do that emirate license for you.
So you just do a transfer at that point.
Yes, exactly. You can be able to now transfer without writing an exam. But if you haven't worked, because right now I haven't been able to get a job, you understand? So I still have my evaluation letter. So I can't apply for jobs in the other emirates, apart from these 5 emirates that accept Ministry of Health evaluation letter.
I see.
Now, currently, Nigeria is having a little bit of issues with the UAE government. So we're not really getting visas. It's a big problem too. Yes. I do not know what the problem is, I understand, but that is the situation.
Yeah, I see.
So
that complicates things a little bit more.
Yes, I'm able to survive in this country because my husband is working. If not, I would have found myself back in Nigeria, even though I've been able to go through all these processes and spend all this money. You know, some organizations employ you, some hospitals employ you, and when they apply for your visa, it gets denied because you are a Nigerian and the government is not issuing visa to Nigerians as at now. Those that have visas already can renew, but new persons, as at now, are not getting. So I do not know whether that is one of my problems. I'm trusting God ahead. So it's an issue. So, but you know, countries like the UK that you can stay in Nigeria and do the processes and get a job or something is easier. Some other countries are easier. Understand?
Yeah.
So
you also said you'll talk a bit about the experience letter, that there have been some modifications.
Okay, yes. Thanks for reminding me. The experience letter. Inside this month, they released an update that medical laboratory scientists, nurses, and maybe one or two other professions do not need experience letter anymore. That once you are a graduate from the university bachelor's, you can apply straightforward for the exam. You do not need to provide your experience letter. Your degree certificate is enough. And the other documents, the license, and of course, you have an international passport for identity is enough. So, but the twist to it is that if you have graduated more than 2 years ago, you have to provide it. So it is for new graduates that are not up to 2 years. You know, their requirements for experience is usually 2 years.
2 years.
So that is the twist to it. So new graduates that are not up to 2 years can apply straightforward without bothering about the experience letter. But if your graduation is beyond 2 years, I'm sorry, you have to provide it. So that is the update. It's a good one.
It simplifies things for people who have just finished but would like to experience other places also. So
because prior to now, if you graduate, if you graduate and you want to work here, you have to work for 2 years first in Nigeria, at least 2 years before you can apply. But now you can apply straightforward if you have the means and you have people here. So let's
assume someone goes through all this process, is able to gather all the documents, gets the exam, passes the examination, gets the evaluation letter. Earlier on, you did say that standard of living in Dubai can be quite high. Are medical laboratory scientists there also paid quite well, like to offset that?
Medical laboratory scientists are paid well. They are paid well. You can live comfortably here with the pay. You understand? It may not be as high as the UK or because, you know, this place is a tourist country. They prefer that you come and give them money come and see beautiful things and give us money. You understand?
Yeah.
Many of their money comes from tourism. So they prefer that you come see beautiful places, give us money, go home, make more money, then come back, give us and enjoy the view.
Yes.
So
That's
for the pay, your pay will, as a medical laboratory scientist, you will be comfortable here, but not extremely comfortable.
well, comfortable is good. A
So
good start.
that is it. You'll be able to buy food, you'll be able to send money home, you'll be able to do a lot of things. And then you'll be able to access some luxury like, they have a range like your salary if it's up to 3,500 and 3,500 is like the lowest. Let's say the people does not want to pay you well, you understand?
Mhm.
3,500 is the lowest you get. From the job post that
So
I have seen,
that's 3,500 dirhams.
yes, that's the lowest. Like these people did not pay you well. It's not so big money here, but it can do a lot of things for you. So, but the pay
I see.
is up to 10,000 or more, depending on your experience. So your experience is higher, your pay is higher. So that is it.
Yeah.
And you do not expect to be paid the same thing with a citizen. Theirs is always higher.
I see.
They can be paid as much as 20,000 as a beginner,
Yeah.
between 10,000 to 20,000. Yes, between 10,000 to 20,000. But you as a foreigner and a
It's less.
Nigerian 3-5, that's where your money will start.
Yeah.
Then another thing that is worthy of note, I'm trying to be very, very sincere in this interview. Another thing that is worthy of note is the fact that UAE pays according to nationalities. They pay according to nationalities. If I am from Europe, UK, Ireland, Canada, that's what my passport said, they won't pay me 3-5 as a beginner
Yeah.
or as someone like just starting. So why? Because they know that this money is, you can leave your country with their money value to come to their country
Mm.
to earn that.
Yeah.
So,
They
but
know
when
that
they
the standard
compare,
of
you
living there
understand
is a
what
bit
I'm saying?
higher.
Yes, you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying. But the truth is that the standard of living in Nigeria is high. Prices are high. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that the money, when you mention it, is as if it's big, but it's not big. This is for someone to make what? An informed decision at the end of it all.
That's the most important thing to do. You
Yeah.
look at the good aspects, you look at the bad aspects, and then you decide based on where you are in your life right now, what is going to be the best choice for you to make. That's the only thing we can
Yes.
do. Yeah.
Yes.
And so, if you had some last words for anyone watching this who is looking at this process, what advice would you give them? And at the very end, would you give them, how do I put that? Encourage them like 100%, 50%, or tell them to be a bit careful before they jump into it?
The advice I can give is this. I do not think that it is wise, especially at this time that we have visa issues in quotes, to go through this process. You may end up not getting what you want. So our advice, maybe we just look somewhere else, especially if you do not have someone in this country that can support.
Yeah.
But if you get a job from Nigeria, it's just that we don't have a lot of agencies recruiting people from Nigeria. If you get a job from Nigeria, sometimes you may be lucky to get a job from Nigeria. When you come here, you start going through the process while you are working. Something like that is possible. But I know of Saudi Arabia, they recruit people from Nigeria. Then when you get there, you now start doing your exams and stuff. But I've not seen. There may be, we don't know everything. There may be, if you are lucky to get a job, then no problem.
Yes.
Secondly, if you have a relative that can sponsor you or someone that can sponsor you under family, then you can take it and come. You understand? But if it is to come, go through the process and then hope that you get to work and get a visa, for now, that is a bit not possible. It may be possible sometime in the future, tomorrow, next tomorrow, next year, next 2 years. This is 2022. So I don't know. I can't speak for the future. But for now, it's not possible. So the person has another option, go through it. But from all I have said here, anybody can make an informed decision and decide. But if I'm to advise, if you do not have a family member to sponsor you under their visa, then you might decide to make an alternative decision.
Yeah, I see. So thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us about this whole process and for being candid about the process and how it actually happens. If anyone is watching this and would like to know a little bit more about the process and potentially get in contact with you, how could they do that? Through any social media, maybe LinkedIn, is that possible?
I have LinkedIn accounts. I guess you can tag it to the post or something when you are putting it up on social media. So I will send that through email to you.
All right, no problem. So thanks a lot for being here with us today. Lab Express, as you've heard it, if you are interested in going to work in another country, specifically the UAE, there's that possibility available just right now. Be careful, make an informed decision. Ensure that the visa process is something that's not going to stop you towards the very end of this whole deal. But no matter what country you're trying to go to, usually it's going to be very similar. You need to make sure you have the skills and you need to make sure that you have all the documents so that you can actually convince people to hire you once you get there. And if you are lucky enough to be able to get a job before going to the country, it's actually even better. So thanks a lot for watching this and see you next time to talk more MedLab.
All right, thank you.